Welcome to the Progressing Careers Everywhere podcast. This is brought to you by Amoria Group, and this special edition is having a real focus on Ascend, which is our women's group. This group is designed to attract and to retain, empower our women throughout the company, as well as working with some of the women in our community. So in each episode, we're going to really explore those real life lived experience of people who are building their careers here at Amoria Group. So if you're really curious about the career journeys and what that looks like, then you definitely are in the right place. We are exploring today coming back into your role and returning from maternity. So this can be something that so many people are so curious about, but it's just not talked about enough. So I have the absolute pleasure of being joined by Anastasia Harter today. She's our TA specialist, live from Dallas today. And she's recently returned from maternity leave. And she's here to share her experience of what that transition's felt like. So we're going to really dig into this and find out what that was like, what she's learned. So I've got some questions here for her. So a massive, massive welcome to Anastasia. It's so great to have you here.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here.
Oh, thank you. I'm very excited about this conversation. It's a topic I'm very passionate about. It's a long time since I returned from maternity leave, but I can't wait to really get into this with you. So we're going to start by talking about, if you wouldn't mind, Anastasia, if you could talk us through the lead up to returning from being on maternity and that lead up, like if you could explain to us, how did that feel?
For sure. And so I took about 11 weeks here, and it went by in a flash. It went by so quickly. There was definitely a time before, I had a baby that I was like, that seems like a long time. I don't know. Like, what am I going to do for that long? But it goes by in a blink. It really does. And I think for the first, half of it, I was just kind of like, so like just loving my baby, enjoying it, everything, and just kind of like completely disconnected. But then, the probably about the halfway point, about like 5 weeks out, I was like, okay, like this, I have to kind of mentally prepare myself. And I was really excited. I was really excited to get a chance to kind of, be more, kind of could reconnect with my old self rather. And also be around adults a lot, because that's a lot of fun. Being able to talk to people and have people talk back to me. Because right now I just talk to my baby and she just, stares at me. But I was really excited to see the friends in the office, because we have such a great group of people here in the Dallas office too. But it was a little intimidating for sure. It was going to be a big change. I can't lie. I was definitely very nervous. I think also a bit of my nerves were around like, can I do my job again? Did I forget how to do it? And it comes back very, very easily, I think. But it was a big transition for sure. But overall, like, it was very bittersweet. But I think for me, it was just really nice to have that kind of reconnection with pre-baby self.
I love that you've said that nervousness around, can I still do my job? And it's even in that 11 weeks, it can really shift things, can't it, for you? So it's great that you shared that, and lovely to hear that, once you got back in, that really changed. It was more that build up. So becoming a parent can shift your perspective. Do you think being off on maternity with Aurora, do you feel like anything changed about you? Did you change as a person at all?
I think I definitely did. And also, to be honest, going into it, I was kind of the mindset that I wouldn't. I was like, I don't really think I will. Like, I don't think it will change me much, but I think it definitely, it really has. It's shifted my viewpoint on things. It's shifted how how I go out like throughout my day, how I plan my day, for sure. I think that for me, it has really made me kind of loosen my grip on a lot of things. I think for me, and probably a lot of like women in sales or high performance environments that have the high performance mindset, which is important and great, but it can add another layer of pressure, I think, that you put on yourself. And for me, I had to kind of get okay with it being like what I feel is good enough. But for a lot of individuals that also have an overperformance kind of a mindset, your good enough is great. It's good. And so I think, yeah, being able to kind of try to loosen my grip on the perfection piece and being able to be comfortable and good with what I feel is good enough, essentially. And I think that was the hard part, because I want to always strive for perfection, but it's not going to happen. Being a parent.
I love that. Yeah, that is so true. I saw a little bit of that when my husband's a perfectionist, and I saw him have to lose some of that and have that, do you know what? Like, we're doing a good job. And we're doing a good job with both jobs, like that is good enough. So yeah, absolutely. I can really relate to that. I really can. And sometimes we find that some of our skills can improve. We can get better at certain things as a parent because we're quite forced to in our new scenario. So things like time management, emotional intelligence, resilience, all of these sort of things can really, like, we can actually be quite proud of the change that happens there. Did you feel any of that as you had to sort of develop it with your extra job?
Yes, absolutely. I think I've said it a lot, and my friends will hear me say it, and I say to my husband, where if it's we think about something that is going to be hard, and I'm like, well, I've given birth, so I can probably do it. Like, I created a whole new human life, so I think I could probably, figure out how to build this crib, or what something like that. And so I think that it does give me maybe some more confidence in myself and my abilities. Definitely the time management piece. I'm still learning, I'm still getting there. The schedule, I was also kind of similarly, like, in the perfectionist mindset. I was someone who really enjoyed their routine, their kind of schedule in the mornings, and of course that has completely changed how I move through my day. But I think that has also made me better at it. And being able to, like, prioritize things, to make sure that I stay on task and on my day. And I think that a lot of times, during the day, like, between 8 to 5 when we're here, I could say, like, oh yeah, if I don't get that done like by the 5, like, I'll just, stay and stay late and do it. But now, of course, like, I do want to go home and get to my baby and give her a squeeze. So I feel like I'm actually more productive during the day because I have that more, like, drive to get home on time as much as I can. So I really focus in. And for someone that has a little bit of ADHD, that was definitely the focus piece was a bit tricky for a while. But yeah, now I have more motivation to get everything done during work hours. Doesn't always happen, but it's definitely still it's more of a priority for me now.
And what an incentive. Getting back to her, she is adorable. Her little outfit on your LinkedIn post. Oh my.
Oh yeah, her little snowsuit.
So your time management skills are all around that now. Like, I'm getting back to her. So absolutely love that. And transitions can be smoother with the right support. Was there any support that you feel like you had that helped you with the transition?
Yeah, absolutely. I could not be doing any of this without the support of, like, what I'm kind of like, I call it my village, because the whole, quote of saying it takes a village, like, it really does. And I think that was also for me something that I had to learn as well, of being able to be comfortable asking for help and offloading tasks to other individuals. But I think professionally, I really relied a lot on Jenny, who is the wonderful director of TA and L&D. So I worked with her a lot going into maternity leave and then coming back in. I think also, yeah, the support of Dallas leadership, especially Sarah Wood, our L&D in Dallas. She's been a huge help for me, and someone that I know that I can always ask a quick favor for. and Nicole here too. I think those two gals have been really, really helpful for me. And of course my husband, he's he is a
Let's give him a
detail.
shout out
Yeah,
too.
absolutely. He is wonderful. Having a great partner by my side has been something that I genuinely don't know if I couldn't have done it without him. He's been very, very helpful. And of course, we're both still learning a lot. But I think, yeah, I would not have been able to and could not currently be doing it if it wasn't for all the support that I have.
Yeah, and that's great to hear. Because there are people who don't have that, and you realize, don't you, how do they do it without these people who make such a difference? And it's so amazing to have such a supportive boss as well, because it takes a lot of that initial stress out of the process of coming back.
Yeah, that was so, so important. And everyone in Dallas and beyond here has been so kind and supportive and, wanting to know how she's doing and wanting to see pictures and like it feels very genuine. Like just the happiness and excitement that everyone has for me and my family. And it's made coming back so much more special.
And I've got to mention, so what on returning and having that feeling of, am I still going to be able to do this? Something great happened when you first returned. You had quite a quick achievement, didn't you?
Yes, I did. I was able to make a new hire coming in. I think he did accept his offer that first week that I came back in. I worked a little bit while I was on my maternity leave that last week because I was able to reconnect with an experienced recruiter, Mark. And I was like, there are very few people that I would probably have worked on maternity leave for, but he was definitely one of them. And it was very exciting. And yes, it was definitely that little boost that I needed coming back in to remind myself that, okay, I do know what I'm doing. And I had some confidence coming back in.
That's the key, isn't it? Because confidence is key. That is one of the things that a lot of people coming back after maternity will have a feeling like a knock to confidence, because all of a sudden they've been a different version of themselves. As you say, you were like looking forward to reconnecting. So things that can boost your confidence make such a difference. That having that feeling, look, I'm doing a great job and something great's happened, is great. Have you got any other tips for helping with confidence on returning?
For me, it was a lot of planning. Again, kind of going back, I love my plan and routine and everything. And so when I was going out, we knew when around the time that I was going to be kind of having to go out on leave. And I created this huge long checklist of things that I needed to do before leave and things that, I'd need support on that needed to be done while I was out on leave. And I think just like going through all of that with Jenny and then also Helen, who kind of took over a lot of TA for Dallas while I was out too, and being able to have those meetings and talk about it, but then also have everything written down for me is really important. I love lists. I love being able to organize my thoughts on paper or, Word document or what have you. And so I think creating a good plan. And then also I created a plan for things that I needed to do, kind of like prioritizing things coming back in that first week. So I didn't really have to think about it too much. Getting back into like the motions of it was a lot easier because my past self that was already in the motions created this plan for my new self coming back in to be able to kind of get back into it a little bit quicker and remind myself, okay, these are the priorities. These are the tasks that you need to do. And so I think that was really helpful where I didn't really have to like actively think about what to do that first like week or two. I had already created this list and this plan for myself to get, everything back up and running. So I think that was really helpful too.
Yeah, that sounds super helpful. And I bet you're so grateful to your past self, thinking, thank goodness that she was so organized.
Yeah. I was like, thank you so much, past self. You really helped me out. And even because I remember I was like, oh, I'm busy. I have things that I need to get done before I leave. But I do think that I really need to write this plan down and use that. And I'm glad that I made myself do it.
Absolutely. Have you got any tips for like leaders? Obviously, Jenny's done a really good job and she has really helped with your transition, coming back into the workplace from maternity. Have you got any tips for other leaders, either in the business or externally, of how they can do their very best to be supportive at this time, or colleagues as well?
Yeah, I think like it's a mixture of just, being supportive in terms of I do love when people ask me like how my baby's doing and just showing, that care and interest. I do also think like being able to not necessarily treat me any like that differently, because at the end of the day, like I am still like a professional here to do my job that I love to do. So I think that that is really helpful to still have that same amount of respect coming in. And I think also one of the things that has been like so important for me is just like more communication, and being able to know, and like I just need to make sure that I'm communicating as much as possible to them, and then them being able to have that in return to me, to make sure that I'm prioritizing what needs to be prioritized, and working with the team to make sure that we're hitting like the goals that we need to be hit. And that was, great coming before I had left as well. But I think I tend to over communicate sometimes in terms of like what I'm doing and what I am kind of needing from them. And I think even if it is a bit on the over communication side, I think it's really important just to make sure that I'm not misaligned on anything. I think that's really important. And yeah, it's just, I think the team has been really, really supportive in all those ways.
That's brilliant and so good to know, because you want to talk about your baby, don't you, when you're in the office? And it's lovely that everyone would be so interested. Absolutely, that's absolutely brilliant. So obviously, your time management skills have been really good because you've got that incentive to get back to her. So there's some really, really great stuff that comes out of it. You've managed to lose some of the perfectionism and have a like standard of this is good enough, which is absolutely great as well. You've done a deal as well, so some really positive things. Are there any challenges that you've faced since you've been back?
Yeah. I think for me, a big thing that I was really nervous about, and I'm still working out, is also being a breastfeeding mom while working as well. That was something that I was very stressed out about, in terms of making time in my schedule to pump while I'm at work, and also having to like communicate that too. I think sometimes it can feel a little awkward when I have to say like, I'm sorry, I can't actually take this meeting then, because that is when I'm going to need to be pumping. Is sometimes, it feels awkward. It shouldn't, but I personally, it kind of can feel a little bit awkward sometimes. And I think that for me, it's hard to make myself take those breaks, because I get very ingrained like in my day, and if I'm really in like this like a flow state of doing whatever I'm doing, I don't always want to break that and take a step back and go and sit in a room for 30 minutes while I take my take a pumping break. And even while I'm probably still on my laptop doing something, but it's, I think for me, it is one of the things that was most stressful, and I'm still absolutely figuring it out and working on scheduling my days. Like I have it in my calendar, the little like, breaks and things, that I think has been really helpful, because I live and die by my calendar. So putting those pump breaks in there, to make sure that I am reminding myself that I need to take that time, is really important, because it can, if I skip one or what, am too late, it can definitely have some poor effects like on my supply, clogged ducts, which I've already experienced a bit of, which is never fun. So I think that adds another layer to it as well, that I'm working on, and it's again a new routine, a new thing that I am dealing with. And I think also knowing it's not going to be forever right now, but it's definitely something that has been a big challenge for me, in just the organization of my day, and having to not be able to just keep flowing through my day, I have to take those stops and then kind of coming back into it and like getting back into that flow state. It's important though, because obviously I want to do it for my baby. And so I just keep reminding myself that that's what it's about. And it's something that for any breastfeeding moms, like I'm always happy to talk about how to kind of finagle all of that and any tips and tricks and things like that I've come to find myself. And if anybody has any others, like I think it's really helpful to talk about all of that.
I'm glad that you've talked about it, because that's the thing. These are the things, aren't there, that like when you're pregnant and you're going off, these are the things that you're not really thinking about, are they, at that time? It's when you return that it all comes to light. So it's great that you're talking about it, because these are things people to think about and to almost have that preparation. So I'm so glad you've talked about it. And I love that you like almost invite yourself on your calendar so that you're forced. That's really good. Because I'm the same as you. I think that if it's there and it's on an invite, it's so different once you're in that flow. But yeah, that's the challenge, isn't it? It's the getting back to where you were and what you were doing. But the incentive is so important and it's all for her. So you know that you're doing all the things that you want to be doing, but you're just trying to create a strategy that makes that work for you. And that the key is that you're supported in that you can do that you can rearrange and change meetings around that to make sure that you're getting that time in. Because as you say, if you don't do it, it's it can be quite a painful thing, can't it, to not do.
It's genuinely about like wellness and health. And so that was something that I had to also like keep in mind for myself too. Like sometimes I feel like am I losing time in the day? Am I not able to complete all the tasks that I need to complete? But it is also a priority, and kind of remembering that in my head is important too, because it's about, it's about my wellness and making sure that I can do this for my child and continue to do it, because I don't want to, jeopardize my ability to do it by getting myself sick.
Exactly. So it's so important. I'm so glad that you shared that, because it is really good for the people as well, because there'll be other people who are listening who are thinking of starting a family or maybe pregnant at the moment, and being able to listen to this and think about this is really, really good, because it's nice for that preparation piece as well. Amazing. Thank you so much, Anastasia. And I just need to ask about her as well. So how's she doing?
She's doing great. She is a little over 3 months old now. She's growing like a weed. I can't believe, how big she is already. She's going to daycare. That's, again, just another transition, another thing to be thinking about and having on the plate. But she's doing wonderful. She's smiling, giggling, kind of making some trying to speak noises. But yeah,
I'm sure you're teaching her to say mama.
Yes,
so that she says that first.
Every time I'm always that's everything that I say to her, but I have a good feeling it's probably going to be dead at first. But I'm preparing myself for it. I know it's because it's easier to say. That's what I'm going to tell myself anyway.
Yeah. We had a real battle about that. I was like, mama, 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 mama. He's like, da, 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 da. And then eventually she said mama. So fingers crossed for you. Just, you're very good at hitting targets. So
yeah,
keep going with mama. Oh, it's such a lovely age that. And you've got smiles and you're getting all of the noises. And yeah, really, really nice. Oh, thank you so much. It's been amazing to talk to you. And I really, really appreciate you just taking this time, because it's just so beneficial to others, other people who are considering starting a family or people who are pregnant. And it's really nice for people who have been there themselves as well, like myself, and did this, 11 years ago was the last time. So thank you. I really appreciate it. And to everyone who are listening, a big thank you for tuning into our Progressing Careers Everywhere. Stay tuned for more real conversations about growth and development and the paths that your career can take. If you're ready to take the next step in your own career, then do visit amoriagroup.com, where you can find our latest vacancies. If you're based in Dallas, then Anastasia is your woman. Give her a call. But do contact us if you're interested in a career in the consultancy world or the recruitment world. Thanks so much, Anastasia. It's been an absolute pleasure. And thank you, everyone, for joining us.